Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Finally returning to you for an actual game review. This is another PS4 game review. I got a chance to play for myself for the experience for the story mode. I probably will be playing some extra bonus maps or whatever with this game for Call of Duty Ghosts, the 2013 game, and I'm going to be reviewing for you guys. This tonight at midnight for February 11th. So definitely tune into this premiere video. You'll like what I'm going to say in some of this review. And then there'll be some things that I'll say that basically you kind of could understand where I'm coming from my viewpoint on what I think of the story mode overall. So I'm going to discuss what I experienced for the story mode overall for the 18 chapters of this game, and let you know my thoughts on it overall. So let's dive into this game review now. For the map stuff and all that, I still have to experience it. I think I experienced it once or twice, and I don't know, it just wasn't my cup of tea. But the game as a whole for the story mode, it has a start of an interesting story. It's compelling for some of it, but then there's some dull points and some boring points. And then the bad guy Rourke apparently was a ghost, which they're like a secret organization of military men that basically go of special ops military thing or whatever, that they're trained, and then they do the most impossible missions that no other military can do. And so in this game, you basically play as this guy Logan, and then his brother Hesh or whatever, or Keegan or whatever his name is. I can't remember, but to be honest, the story mode is kind of just it's kind of a dull fest, to be honest. I don't necessarily hate the game, but I think they didn't follow the story up with another Ghost game, and things were so confusing with this game. There were some moments in the story that did feel like it was getting interesting and having something it was going for. Like, you know that this Rourke guy is not a good guy, and he was a ghost, but then turned. And this is where it gets really weird. They kind of, this Federation or whatever, the bad guys, apparently break Rourke's mind and spirit, and just, I don't know, they turn him into a bad guy. So that's where it gets weird. They put some kind of synthetic drug in him and just make him turn into a bad guy. This is where I didn't really like the story outcome for the most part, because it definitely has its twists and turns, and the turns being the letdown for this story mode of the game. But I don't necessarily hate this game, but it's kind of meh, to be honest. The story could have been a lot better. And for what it is, I think everything else about the game seems interesting, some of the story, but then when you get closer to the ending kind of is just like a letdown, like, okay, so the same thing's going to happen with Logan, where he's apparently going to go through what Rourke went through by them breaking his mind and his spirit, breaking his spirit from the inside and then his mind, I don't know, just to turn him into one of the Federation guys. So give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Sorry about that, guys. Had to help my mom and a sister with something. So basically, with the Call of Duty Ghost game overall, I don't necessarily hate this game, but I don't necessarily love it. I'm kind of in the middle with how I feel about this game. Like, the story has some interesting moments, but when you see the outcome, where the story's going, how it ends, that's where it starts to stumble a little bit with the story mode. And that's where the story kind of just gets to be like a C or D rated story. It's like an average story that just you cannot really get on board with. It's just kind of meh. So, if I were to give Call of Duty Ghosts its deserved score, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's kind of meh. It's not a terrible game, but it does have its weak moments. A lot of weak moments. But it's in the middle for me. It's a game I could revisit from time to time, but it's not necessarily the best Call of Duty game that I've played. And Call of Duty lately has had its hits and misses with their games. Like, not everything is great with Call of Duty, but it just depends on the person playing it, of course. I'm a big Call of Duty person, and I don't mind playing it, but there's also another joke called Call of Booty that people call it, so it's kind of a joke, but just to make fun of the name, but kind of does, like the latest Call of Duty games, some of them have not been very good. Like Modern Warfare 3, I heard was crap. The remake for it, the PS4 version, I heard that was crap. Like, I like the older Call of Duty games. And there's a few newer ones I do like from the 2010s to, I guess, 2020. But it's rare that you'll see me give a great score for Call of Duty. But for Ghosts, it's a 6 out of 10 for me. I'm very mixed with this game, and only because of the story mode. Everything else about it, like the bonus maps, the multiplayer and everything, it's kind of average, so I wouldn't say it's the best. So it's not really a game worth spending what I spent on it. I spent like $20 on this piece of crap. I'm not calling it a piece of crap, which I know I did, but I spent $20 on a game that wasn't necessarily something I should have spent. But I chose to spend it to own it in the collection for the PS4 games. So overall, 6 out of 10 for Call of Duty Ghosts. I hope you enjoyed this game review tonight, and thank you guys for watching.